So let's get started. Welcome to eBridge's webinar on the top 5 benefits to integrating your e-commerce store with your ERP. Today we're going to be going over some of the benefits to integrating, as well as just overall how your company can resolve and kind of get ready for an integration, especially if you have a current e-commerce store or even a trading partner like Walmart. How can you get those documents over in an efficient way to your accounting system or your ERP? So I guess the question is, why integrate? And so why integrate? Several reasons. Obviously, you're probably at a point where you're maybe spending a lot of time re-entering orders. Maybe there's mistakes with those orders. There could be issues. You could be dedicating maybe 1 or 2 employees to be entering these orders, so it's a cost issue. What we really want to focus on is streamlining your business process, so making that a faster, more efficient way to get your orders in and ship them out for your customers, so they're not waiting and they're not maybe receiving the wrong packages, etc. Really, it's about leveraging your investment. So you spend time and effort on your e-commerce site, building your brand. Of course, on the ERP side, you're basically leveraging that cost, which could be quite large if you're dealing with the larger ERPs like GP or Vision, Sage, NetSuite, for instance. We talked about reducing your order entry mistakes. That's a pretty common issue across the board, and enhance the overall customer experience. So when your customers place the order, they can be assured that within a specified timeline, they'll get those orders shipped to them correctly. So here at eBridge, we've been in business for about 20 years. This is actually our 20-year anniversary. We started out with EDI trading partners of documents, and we've kind of also now included the e-commerce end of things. We have a ton of members. We've integrated over 32 million documents, over 3,800 business flow touch points, and we'll get into touch points in a second. And we also support up to 40 accounting packages. We can even do custom packages that maybe have an API or an SDK. We can even support some sort of file integration. So no matter what the situation is, we can probably help you integrate your business documents. So important questions as we go through this are, what do you need? Do you need a phased approach? Are you going to do something where you just want to bring sales orders in? You don't want to touch inventory. You don't want to deal with product updates or shipping. You just want to bring in sales orders. Or do you want to bring in everything at once and try to do everything at once? And it doesn't really matter to us. We can scale the solution as large as you need to. We deal with multinationals as well as small mom-and-pop shops. What is your order volume? So how many orders do you do a day? Are you at the 5 to 10 level? Some of our customers are at the 500 to 1,000 level. Sometimes during the the Cyber Monday crunch and Black Friday, we're dealing with tens of thousands of orders. So the volume is really important to know kind of where you're at in your process and in your business. So that is. And how important is sales orders versus inventory for you? Sales orders is probably the one touch point we sell the most, because that's what you want to bring in. You want to bring in your sales and be able to process those and be able to invoice. How many of your orders are being processed manually? So a lot of our customers do kind of a switch over. They have an e-commerce store, but they also take phone and fax orders. Maybe they have a walk-in store situation, so they have a POS system. How many of those orders are being processed manually right now, and how many do you want to get over to the web store? And how many man hours are you entering orders? Do you have 2 or 3 people dedicated to processing these orders on a daily basis? And that cost really adds up as opposed to doing an integration. So what is a touch point? You'll hear touch point quite often at eBridge. Touch point is really the means to which we pass data between 2 systems to facilitate an integration. So what that really means is basically the way we push data back and forth between the integration itself. And the touch points are really important, and really it controls the flow of data between your systems. So what do you want to integrate? Do you want to integrate inventory? Do you want to integrate sales orders? Do you want to integrate invoices, ASNs, shipping labels, all that kind of stuff? What do you have now? So do you have a situation where you have maybe an integration that's not working? Maybe you want to move forward with a different piece of integration. Maybe you're an existing customer on this webinar and you want to add to your integration. So what do you need? What do you need from us? What do you need from your company itself? You know, obviously you're going to have to pull in maybe somebody from IT, from accounting, have several meetings to discuss how you want to do this integration. Are you on a tight deadline? Do you have a situation where you need to upgrade to a newer version of ERP or accounting system and you have to meet that deadline, so you need to integrate? Or do you have trading partners that are making you push towards this particular situation? What type of documents do you want to trade? Do you want to trade you know, sales orders, invoices, purchase orders, inventory updates, stock transfers, warehouse transfers? And where are they coming from? Are they coming from trading partners? Are they coming from the eCommerce web store? And where are they going to? Are they going to your trading partners? Do you want to do shipment updates to the web store so that your customers know when the items shipped and be able to track them on an automated basis? So these are some of the things that you need to kind of discuss as a team, as a company, going forward. And these are some of the touch points and some of the e-commerce solutions and accounting systems that we deal with. So we have on our left-hand side, and we always look at left-hand, right-hand side. Left-hand side is usually the e-commerce solution. And of course, we can deal with more than one e-commerce store at a time. So some people have eBay, Amazon stores, as well as a Magento store. In a rare case, you may have a Magento Evolution store for whatever reason. But it doesn't matter to us. We can integrate with any of those and bring those sales orders down to one accounting system or multiple accounting systems, depending on how you have things set up within your company structure. So you can see here on the e-commerce solution, here's a sprinkling of what we offer, the main stores that we do work with. But we do work with other e-commerce solutions. And then in the middle, we have our touch points. So sales orders, inventory. Sales orders usually coming down from the e-commerce store into the accounting package. Inventory, product, and tracking info are usually what's going out of the accounting package and updating your e-commerce solution. On the accounting side, we have Sage as one of our better-known accounting packages, and we're partners with them. NetSuite, Microsoft Dynamics, so the suite of Nav, Vision, AX, Xapta, and Great Plains, as well as Solomon, Epicor, SAP, and we have a host of other, maybe not top tier, but definitely accounting systems we work with. So when it comes to some of the top 5 reasons, we have business transactions. So you really want to get those business transactions transferring fast, correctly, and it comes down to, are you a B2B or B2C company, or are you doing both? We have customers that definitely have one or the other, or a combination. So you have specific logins for customers, and you offer them tiered pricing. They could have a different look and feel depending on the cart they choose. So you can kind of customize it towards them. If you have a wholesale business, you might have complex ERP integration rules around that, so they get special pricing or special discounts on shipping. We run the gamut of all types of customizations and special pricing and complex products. We've done all that, so we can definitely help you manage those expectations. And the more complex the transaction, the better we can help you manage that. Another great aspect is knowing your data. So what items are in your ERP system you're planning to sell online? So situation could be you have 10,000 SKUs, but you only want to sell 500 online, or maybe 5,000 online of those 10,000 SKUs. So are the inventory ready to go online? Do you have images ready? Do you have the pricing? Do you have the descriptions already? Because they may be different than what you currently offer. You may have to have a note section for your descriptor, or a short description, long description. So all that information ready to go. That's a really important aspect. Do you typically sell in cases? So this is something that you might want to look into. Do you sell cases, or do you break them down and sell individually? That's an important aspect, especially when it comes to your ERP. And what type of items do you sell? Is it large manageable items? Are they configurable items? Are you adding logos to T-shirts, to mugs? These are important aspects. How do you plan to manage your product updates? So do you want to update them through one of our touch points? Do you want to manually update them? Do you want to have a situation where your ERP is the master and you're updating constantly? Or do you want to manage it on the web store itself if you don't have a lot of SKUs? Of course, if you scale down the road and you add more SKUs, you can always add our touch point for inventory or product. So it's flexible that way. And really another key and benefit is really understanding your process within your company. So obviously you understand how your business works currently, and you may have an e-commerce site that's doing really well, but do you actually understand your process, and how are you going to maintain that process or alter that process possibly to facilitate this integration? Sometimes we can integrate and it's a seamless integration, no problem. We can go in there, do the work, and sometimes we have to look at your process, really break it down, maybe make some suggestions as to if you want to use a third-party warehouse, if you want to use different shipping labels, the process for maybe you invoice right now, maybe it's better to bring in a sales order and then invoice after so you can show revenue. So there's a lot of things that we can roll into an integration and help you out. And really we want to know how you do things day to day and how we can actually help you. And one of the final things is defining your integration team. So you might know how things are working, but really if you pull everybody together in your company, just like we do here, we pull all our resources together to help you out. Defining who your integration team is really important. So who's responsible for the who, what, why, and when? So bring on those people, have those roles and responsibilities ready, and you're really going to understand how your business operates. And usually what happens is we have a lot of technical discussions around a particular integration, and you really find out that maybe everybody's not on the same page. People have different opinions, different ways of doing things. The warehouse guys might have a different methodology than the accounting person would like to see. So really when you integrate, you're bringing everybody together to the table and deciding on one unified way to do things, and that could really benefit your company. And at the end of the day, the knowledge you're going to gain from doing something like this, even if you don't go with an integration, is knowing how your business works and how you want to move forward is a really important process to go through. So just going over what we talked about, knowing your touch points, knowing the business transactions and how they work and who does what within your company, knowing your data, understanding your processes within the company, and then defining your integration team. So who's going to be responsible for helping out and doing the work and doing all that kind of stuff around the integration side. And overall, the benefits are reduced mistakes in the sales order entry. That's probably the #1 thing we want to stress is we really want to bring down those sales orders or invoices and make sure that they're 100% accurate from your trading partner or from your e-commerce site. We want to speed up your order processing time, so we want to automate the shipping process and all that going forward. You want to reduce or reallocate your resources. So if you have 2 or 3 people rekeying, your sales orders, maybe putting them up and having them do some different things may benefit your company. Reduce the dependence on traditional order entry like phone and fax. Really move you off those antiquated type of orders. Entry systems and have people go online, and even if it's a wholesale type situation, go online, get those price discounts, and really take the human element out and let them decide on the discounts and breaks based on your ERP or e-commerce store. And really we want to also manage your inventory effectively and easily. So having a touch point that can automatically update product, description, inventory quantities based on what was sold, and have all that automated in one simple solution is really what we want to emphasize here. And the eBridge advantage, we talked about your company and everything, and now we're going to kind of roll it back to us. Literally, we have hundreds of connections or connection opportunities that can be added quickly. Our software for accounting system upgrades are included, so when you upgrade your software package, we'll upgrade with you. So if you're moving from a Sage system like 7.4 to 7.5, we'll push you forward, and that's included. Changes the data formats requested by your trading partner. So if you have a trading partner, EDI specs change. We'll be changing those formats for you. An end-to-end integration solution enables all the information to move. So we want to emphasize it's automated. It allows the information to flow back and forth without any interruption. And the biggest thing is we charge a single rate. We don't charge a per kilo character or document charge. It's a flat rate, so you know your costs year to year, and you won't have a situation where your business grows and the invoice charged also goes up exponentially. We're going to have a situation where your cost going in each year is fixed. So that's a big, big benefit for eBridge. So right now, I guess what we'll do is we'll go through some questions, and if there's any questions that we can kind of answer and go through, we can kind of go at this point. So please type in those questions, and we'll kind of answer as best we can. So I have one question here. How does your software handle customer discounts? So depending on the cart that you choose, you can have coupons. You could have discounts applied depending on the customer login. If they're part of a group, they might get group pricing or tier pricing. Definitely, we can look at that. And another question is, are there any hardware requirements for the eBridge software? No, basically our software is cloud-based, so everything is up on a integrated platform on the cloud, and we have basically a Windows service that sits on your server behind your firewall, and that's what communicates back and forth. Question about support. We have 24/7 support, and we have a support team that can answer any questions. Our Bridge portal, which we didn't really get into today, really for various reasons, this is an overall kind of webinar, will trap errors and problems with documents before they get to your accounting system. So if there are problems, you can go reprocess them and really deal with those problems at that point. Do we have an integration for FoxPro database? We can definitely look into that. Like I said, there's a number of ways to integrate with different systems. And we can do SQL database integrations. We can do flat file integrations, so XML, so you can import XML files into your system. We can do what's called rip and read, so just basically bring the documents to the portal and you can print them off and deal with them if you're a low volume trader. That's an option as well. So that's all the questions that we can kind of go through at this point. I hope you enjoyed the webinar. It's kind of a brief introduction to the world of integration, just get you some ideas of what we offer and how we can help, and really just start the conversation. Integration can be dead simple or extremely complex, so it really just depends on your touch points you want to do, your ERP, your process, if you're accepting or sending out vendor invoices. There's a whole bunch of different things that we could really focus on. But the next step for any of you that are on the webinar is to reach out and talk to our sales team and get information about your particular integration needs and where you're at. And we'll just have a conversation and work from there, get you some ballpark pricing, and really kind of help you out as best we can. So for eBridge, I'd like to